Well, this one put me in a bad mood.
And I guess that's why they call it the blues. Time on my hand.
If this game could have a title, it would be called Bad Shot Choices. Montreal was they were in Montreal. Face off against the St. Louis Blues. A win tonight would put Montreal in the top of the Atlantic Division. Montreal is coming in off a back-to-back win last night against the Toronto Maple Leafs, and the Blues just defeated the Ottawa Senators. Thank you, Blues, but you're not our friend, especially after tonight. Let's talk about it. This game bugged the heck out of me, but I'm having a hard time truly getting mad at it because the Montreal Canadiens did play like a really good game for most of the game. There's only this little bit of time where they were really booty cheeks. But still, overall, I'm in a great mood because of you guys. Thank you so much for your support. I saw the overwhelmingly positive response for the sponsorship that we had in our video yesterday. Thank you for that. I'm going to continue putting the affiliate link down in the description below. Every time you click on that link, it helps me out, and I see a lot of clicks. Thank you guys. I also want to say to those of you not part of the community, I'd love for you to consider subscribing. We are so close to 20,000 subscribers, like 400 away now. There was like 100 subscribers in last video. If you're already subscribed, don't worry about it. Hit the like button because it helps me with something, I think. So we're scooting right through this one, and I want to start off by reading to you La Formation de Départ. Only one little tiny surprise here, and we'll get to it. So, nos attaquants, our forwards. We got Caufield, Suzuki, Slavkovsky, Texier, Kapanen, Demidov, Anderson, Evans, Gallagher, Davidson, Veleno, Bolduc. No défenseur or defenseman. We got Matheson, Dobson, Struble, Hutson, Xhekaj, Carrier. No gardien. Our goalies tonight in net. Dobesh for the third night in a row. That's it's unprecedented. But backing up Dobesh is Kakkonen. Yeah, Montembeault is feeling under the weather. I hope it isn't too serious. It's probably just an excuse because he's not playing tonight. There's a trade going through, and he's probably headed to the Edmonton Oilers. Just kidding. People like to make drama. I'm sure that somebody has actually legitimately said that might be a thing, so it happens. It's a good thing that stuff like that the rumor mill starts in Montreal, because all it means is it's a rabid community of fans that are hyper excited about this team and want in on any sort of inside scoop. That being said, I will never become some sort of salacious type content creator saying that Crosby's coming to Montreal and McDavid's going to sign in Montreal after his contract's up and stuff like that. So let's start this recap here, and we see Slav at the start of the broadcast here. Is he going to continue his campaign of dominating these games? He's been the best Canadian out there for the past like 5-6 games. And let me fire up my app because I do want to see how long he was out there tonight. I'm going to guess for a pretty long time. Yeah, like nearly 21 minutes. He played the third most out of any forward. So they drop the puck on this one. Bolduc right away takes a stupid slashing penalty against his former team. One of the other thing with this game is there was a bunch of storylines. There's Texier, there was Bolduc, there was Mailloux, there was Team Canada's goaltender Binnington versus Caufield and Lane Hutson. If Montembeault wasn't sick, it could have been like Binnington versus Montembeault. You know, there's a bunch of storylines that could have happened in this game. Nothing really was that satisfying. Anyway, as I was saying, Bolduc goes to the box and the Blues capitalize.
Wrist shot deflected in front, score! And on the doorstep, Brayden Schenn.
Yeah, Brayden Schenn makes it 1-0. Of course they would punish Montreal for this. Of course they would. Pretty disappointing start of the game. Bolduc was putting his team in a tough spot early. However,
backhand dish, Bolduc. He'll pick it up. Bolduc in front. Lane Hutson, what a goal!
Hutson makes it 1-1. Bolduc clears his name here by finding Hutson speeding through the slot, and he fools Mailloux. I think that the St. Louis defense here was only expecting forwards to be joining in on this play. So we have a 1-1 game. Things are back to square one. Actually, Montreal is going to go ahead 2-1.
It's off the stick of Parayko, and behind Binnington, Dobson fakes the shot, walks it in. Pop pass, Caufield, score!
Pop pass in front after Suzuki and Caufield drive into the zone. They get a piece of it here. I think that Binnington gets a piece of it, but it still finds its way into the net. Caufield now has 16 goals on the season, and Lane Hutson and Cole Caufield are cracking Binnington. So that storyline starts to warm up. The thing is, with that storyline, I don't know if Binnington is going to be chosen by Team Canada because he's having an awful season so far. Well below 900 in save percentage. Now, before the end of the first period, there's a little flurry in front of the net. Montreal started off really poorly this game, but they finished strong. It sounds so familiar. Now, if this is anything like most of their games this season, they're going to go into the second period and fall apart completely. Second period starts and they fall apart completely.
Who's the worst? -16, and Montreal second at -11. As Schenn in front, backhand score.
Holloway makes it 2-2, not even 30 seconds in. Demidov and Texier are sleeping here. Hutson having to cover 2-on-1, and Holloway gets in tight with Dobson to put it behind him. So that's really disappointing. And then the next one.
A lot of offense. Pass in front, score! Just like that, Pavel
Bushnevich, I always have a hard time with that, makes it 3-2, all alone in front. Matheson and Suzuki now are caught sleeping this time. Yeah, why is it always gotta be like this? But then after that, Montreal wakes up completely. It's actually as if they flip the switch and they start pouring on shots. 3 huge opportunities in a row for Texier, Kapanen, and Demidov, but none of them can find a way to put it past Binnington, although the net is open for a lot of these opportunities. Now on the power play, Demidov has an open net, but chooses instead to keep it low and slaps it off Binnington's left pad. Bad shot selection. We see Hutson bring it right up the slot himself, takes a shot, just missing the net wide. So many shots this period where you could easily see the puck going in, but just not putting it in the right spots. And now Dobson takes a shot from a high danger spot, but can't find the back of the net. It gets even more frustrating. This would be a goal if Texier didn't find the big stick of Holloway. Dylan Holloway. I saw someone suggest that Holloway could be somebody that Montreal could target. He's not having the best year in St. Louis, but I suspect since they got him on that offer sheet, yeah, I don't know, maybe. It was a 2-year contract with Holloway. I don't know, because the St. Louis Blues have to be, well, not have to be sellers, but they probably should be sellers. I don't know which guys they are electing to keep, but I think that, Broberg and Holloway are probably 2 guys that they do want to keep. I'm not sure. Anyway, second period, Montreal was dominant after those, first 2 goals within the first minute of the ding-dong period. Oh man, this game took something out of me. Third period starts, and then suddenly, after the dominant second period, no real urgency from the Montreal Canadiens in the third period, not managing much offensive zone time at all. It doesn't really look like they're too concerned about regaining, even tying the game. And then a little bit more than halfway through the third period, Brayden Schenn is going to make it 4-2.
Chipped up that left side. As Joseph was tangled up, maybe a 2-on-1. Schenn, one-time try.
This is on Veleno here. He goes down so easy, and his man is able to go 2-on-1 with Jack Guy caught in the middle. Perfect pass to Schenn. Dobson does get over, but yeah, Schenn just had to not shoot it right at Dobson, which is what Montreal's been doing wrong this game so far, in my opinion. Now, Martin St. Louis is going to pull Dobson during a 4-on-4 where Josh Anderson and I think Tucker from St. Louis go off on a penalty. So now it's like they're on a power play 5-on-4, but nobody in net. They aren't able to capitalize on that. However, a little bit later into the period and with not much time left on the clock.
Habs down by 2. Dobson again, score! Noah Dobson, a rocket, 1-goal game.
Noah Dobson makes it 4-3. I thought it was funny that Brian Mudryk called this like a rocket from the point or whatever, but this is totally just a flutter puck that somehow finds its way past Binnington, who has been getting shot center mass all night. Honestly feel like the Canadiens made Binnington look a lot better than what he is just by shooting directly at him and shooting off the pad instead of, flipping it in over him when he's trying to push side to side. And anyway, I'm definitely rambling a little bit. This game got me off my game. So 4-3, they could still do it. They have time. Dobson is pulled. Montreal is pressing with less than a minute left. They keep putting shots straight on Binnington. And then, with less than a second left, Caufield looks like he gets a goal here. Dobson is celebrating, but it's called no goal. Someone check this out. Oh man, someone actually should check if there is a magnet inside Binnington's left pad. Why didn't Caufield put it short side here? He had so much room. Yeah, so the theme of the game was bad shot selections. Otherwise, most of the players played really well. I wasn't happy with Veleno, and I'm starting to ask, what he really brings to the table. Like, would his replacement be that much worse? He's been getting PK time. He plays on a line that, they're expected to be defensively responsible. Is there not someone else that we can inject there? This is a wake-up call. He has exactly 1 goal, 1 point in 23 games. That line is not producing. And if you're not producing and letting goals in, like, he's minus 10.
A few moments later.
It's hard to be mad at Demidov, but there's definitely opportunities in his game. He's 19 years old. Turns the puck over quite a bit. Errant passes. And I'm not counting the passes where his teammate is not ready for his brilliant pass. I like those. I wish his teammates would click onto those a little bit better. Slavkovsky had a good game, but not as stellar as his previous games where he really, really stood out, but he's battling so good. He's using his body. I love it. He's getting in front of his opponents, putting space between his opponents and the puck. Love that. Suzuki hasn't been a game changer for a while. It's hard to put that on him though. They need more scoring. Like, it can't just be Cole Caufield every game. They got 3 goals this game by the skin of their teeth. I mean, if they were holding to their opponents to 2 goals, that would be fine. But that's not the game that Montreal is playing lately. Anyway, I digress. There's stuff to talk about. This is a game on a back-to-back. St. Louis was also coming off a back-to-back, so that's not a very good excuse. And I don't really blame Dobson for any of the goals. They're all in close, or they are 2-on-1s, and you're just not doing your job, and you're not protecting your goaltender when you let those things happen. But I want to kind of say that it was a perfect storm of being back to back, playing your goaltender 3 games in a row. A little bit of fatigue there because Dobson was overcommitting all over the place, flopping around like a fish. And then, of course, those 2 garbage goals at the start of the second period when they were asleep. So, you take those 2 goals out of the equation, then Montreal wins. Anyway, you guys know what I'm saying. I'm frustrated. I'm hoping that we can commiserate because to me, that felt like a really frustrating game because Montreal did play the better game except for like a mental lapse of exactly a minute and something seconds. Let me know what you think in the comments, guys. That's going to do it for me. Back to work tomorrow, but it was a great weekend. Thank you so much again for all of your support. You guys know what to do. Like the video. It helps me out with search results. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber, and I will see you down in the comments.